The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters proudly presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, Burris Optics, Mercury Marine, and Lund Boats, Yamaha AHTVs, Browning Ammunition, Browning Firearms, Suffix Fishing Line, Rapala, Camillus Knives and Cuda Tools, Yukon Gear, Killer Instinct Crossbows, and Outfitter Financial.
Being able to catch fish and have a fish fry is a deep-rooted tradition for so many Canadians. Be it from the shore of a remote fly-in lake, an island campsite, or just a dinner at the cottage.
It's so delicious.
A fish fry is something that everyone enjoys. As the seasons change and the fall colors burst out in the leaves of trees, many of us start thinking about the fall harvest. Apple orchards and pumpkin patches are bustling with activity. And today, I'm going to be harvesting a bushel load of pumpkins for a fall feast. Big, big, big fish. Not from a farm, but from the lake. There's no better time to get on the water and take in the beautiful colors than on a warm late fall day. Yep, just like that. Put you in the old net. And for those that want to feed a panfish, there's none more colorful and delicious than sunfish.
In about a week's time, I'm going up into the woods for my deer camp, and I'm going to have a group of us there, and we usually have a deep fry night where we bring the deep fryer, and I'm hoping to have a fish fry. And not walleye, not perch, pumpkin seeds, big old bluegills. Like this thing, it's gigantic. They're great to eat, and when you get big ones, there's a lot of meat on them. 0.88. Woo! Almost a pound. It's a pretty big old pumpkin seed. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, so I'm gonna probably need, probably there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and 5 fish each. So I'm gonna need about 25. Oh, that's a needy little one. 25 of these for a real good fish fry. And I should be able to do that in an hour or two. I think I'm keeping that one. That's got some girth. It's like a quarter pounder. Filet-o-fish.
What does the OFAH do? Since 1928, the OFAH has been the voice of anglers and hunters in Ontario. Its members raise funds and work in communities to support the traditions of fishing, hunting, and trapping. Let's take a look at how the OFAH is making a difference.
Hi, I'm August Miller, and I'm interviewing David Ryrie, and he's going to be telling me about the Ontario family fishing events. What is a family fishing event?
A family fishing event is an organized group event where an organizer wants to get people out fishing and fish license-free in Ontario.
What if I don't know how to fish?
Good question. So some of the events have people, volunteers, great volunteers from the community that will help people that don't know how to fish. But at these events specifically, usually just ask the person next to you and they're happy to help out.
How do people find out about the family fishing events?
The best way to find out is to go to OntarioFamilyFishing.com so that you can get the exact details of where it's located, if there's a cost, if there's lunch provided, if they have gear provided.
Does anybody ever catch really big fish?
They do. It depends, again, on the event and how good of a spot it is for fishing. Doesn't matter if it's the smallest sunfish or the biggest bass. It's a great time out. Go fishing.
It's never been more important for youth to get involved and support Ontario's fish and wildlife, carrying on the tradition of fishing, hunting, and trapping through conservation.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you by Minn Kota and Humminbird.
Look at the meat on that thing.
Finding massive schools of sunfish can take some time, but once the shallows cool, the best place to find them is in the main lake basin, near drop-offs into the deepest water. I just cruise the lake, take in the sights, and watch my hummingbird till the screen fills up with fish.
Okay, so when this here, it's all sunfish, what you're seeing here. Now there's a little stream, let's say the gap, so there's probably a group of fish that are a little bit higher than the rest. Those are the ones that are gonna be aggressive. So I'm gonna drop that slab wrap down. See if we can make this happen here. Here comes one now, it's already coming up. See how aggressive that fish is? Got him. That's the ones you wanna catch, is those fish at the top. They're really aggressive. That's kind of, I'd be sitting in a chair, woof, ice fishing, and that would happen. That's how it happens.
Catching panfish in the late fall is a lot like ice fishing, except, well, it's warm.
Oh, it's so beautiful out here.
And you can fish out of a boat.
I'd rather do this than ice fish.
Other than that, the process is the same.
This is how I find some of my best ice fishing spots. And I'm gonna go after them with a variety of little micro baits. There's tungsten jigs. I've got some of these little nymph jigs. My first and go-to always is a slab wrap though. I'm gonna drop this little slab wrap down there and rip it above the school and see how aggressive they are. And if they take a shot at it, those little tiny trebles are usually the deal. I'm gonna catch one in 4, 3, 2, there we go. This might be a big one. They don't have much length, so they can't get a run, but boy, this is a big one. Bigger bait, bigger fish, da-na-na-na. What? Slab wrapped them. Now, slab wrap, I mean, it's a bit big, but it's almost irresistible. They're gonna come up and they're gonna look at it. That's for sure. It's got those tiny little trebles. So the slab wrap, it can be all you need on an aggressive bite. And it drops fast. I got one coming to look at already here. Look how aggressive they are. That's a bright one. Look at the belly on that thing. Glow in the dark. Woo! Gorgeous. Just kidding. I was overreacting. They are spiky little fish, so you gotta be careful. Oh, there goes the school. I scared him when I yelled. Wait a minute, look at that. I just yelled and they're all headed for the bottom. You gotta be quiet when you're fishing. I got stabbed, and that exact second, the school darted down to 46 feet, right to the bottom. But they're only scared for a second, and when they come back, I'll be ready. Here they come. They're back up to 30. Guess what's gonna be waiting for them? A delicious silver and blue slab wrap. Look at that, eh? That's crazy.
Locating late fall schools of fish is also a great way to lock down some waypoints that can be transferred to my ice helix. And then come winter, I can just hit the ice, pop up a shack, and be on top of the same fish.
One coming up at it. I was just about to call it a night and I got one more. What do we got here? Sunny. Man, I am catching sunfish. He's big enough to eat. Come on, eat it. I will say that, there we go. This is a heavier one. Look at this thing. This is a 7'2" medium light rod, and this thing's thumping on it. The hummingbirds, you gotta have electronics to fish like this. I mean, whoa, look at this. This is a big old bull. You're coming in the basket here. Gotcha. Look at the size of these little things. Tanks. It's a big old yellow belly. Look at that thing. That was one ornery little fella. Look at that thing's pinned in there. I almost needed the kudos for him. Wow. Look at that thing. That's a burger right there. Yep. Fits on a bun. Thick shoulders. That's good eats right there. But, you know, if it gets too late in the season and I've put the big Lund away for the winter, I could come out in my little John boat or, you know, even in a canoe on a day like this. But to get over top of 50 feet of water and find a school that's concentrated in an area that's probably 20 square feet, you know, like not big. There's fish here under the bow of the boat, but there's none under the back of the boat. So back there, like the back of the boat's in 50 feet of water, nothing on the screen. Knowing there's a 50-foot hole here is a good start. Finding that school of fish that's only as big as, you know, an area maybe the size of, you know, someone's back porch or something, packed in there, we could be fishing over there for 2 hours and catch nothing. Meanwhile, they're all right here. Look at the school down there. They're coming up high, eh? Like 15 feet. Oh, he hit it on the fall. It was a he, I know it was. Whoa, look at the size of this thing. Come on, come on. Holy. That's a good one. I was talking about the bigger fish attacking. Oh, that's a big old darky. And it's going in. Woo! I'm gonna drop that down there and catch me another one. Come on, babe. We gotta feed a bunch of hungry hunters.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you by Yamaha ATVs.
Might have me a giant. Biggest sunfish of the day. Look at this thing. Get in here. I don't want you falling off halfway to the boat. Woo! What a slammer. Holy, that is a beefer. Beauty. That's an eater. Ow.
With the annual deer camp being about a week away, my plan is to fill the live well of the Lund and fillet up a pile of panfish that I can feed everyone with on deep fry night.
Things are heating up.
For me, keeper-sized sunfish are about 7 to 9 inches.
Holy belly.
And if I can get a limit of 25,
Definitely going in the live well with that.
there should be a good pile of meat for everyone to get a taste.
Yep, just like that. What have I got? It's coming up. This thing's bonsai! That's a pale little one. Their colors change, you know. One fish can be orange. I guess there's males and females, you know. Males are colorful, females are colorful. Some wear makeup, some don't. I'm not a biologist, I don't know. I'd be lying if I told you. All I know is they're delicious. And look at this. There they are. I've sort of found the honey hole here. I'm gonna switch baits. I'm gonna get out my secret weapon here. It's got some tinsel and glitter in it. You're gonna have a lot of patience waiting for this to fall. But I think every time it drops and gets in there, I'm gonna catch me one. And this rod I'm using, I'll use for catching smallmouth, walleye, pretty much everything. This is a 7.5 foot medium light rod, and no, I can get away with this 10 pound, there we go, 10 pound braid, catch bass, walleye on it. I mean, even pike, it's a nice long rod, down to panfish like this on a 16th ounce jig. And you know, I felt that bite, pulled them up. It's not too heavy of a rod, and with it being, you know, 7.5 feet, you got lots of backbone, a nice soft tip. You can fight any fish with it. It's a good all-round rod. So if you're going to buy one rod or buy a rod for your kids, don't buy, you know, a 6 foot long rod. 7.1, 7.2, up to 7.5 feet and it'll work wonders. They can get the bait further away from the boat, and it gives you some room to work. And also, a rod like this is 13 Fishing's Defy Gold, probably $65 or so, $70, clean tire. And it's a good all-round rod you can do anything with, including fill the boat with sunfish. Sunfish are so plentiful, and when they stack up like this, and you can find them in the main lake basins, fill your freezer for the winter and eat fish. I mean, it's unbelievable. Wow, look at that. I'm moving into a pack of them. I got one looking at it. Oh, got him. Oh, that feels like a good one. This could be it. This could be the end of my fishing adventure. Nice looking little sunny. Oh, that's a beauty. I think that'll go. A couple of nice fillets off of that. I think that's number 25 right there. Ain't much more room in there. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to have a bit of a carver's cramp, but that's what a sharp cutter knife's for. Let's pack up and get out of here.
The Fishing Edge is brought to you by Minn Kota and Humminbird.
To get the edge over the sunfish, I used my Lund 1875 Pro V Bass and Mercury 200 Pro XS to cruise the lake and look for schools of fish holding in deep water with my Humminbird Helix 10. Once I found the fish, I used the Minn Kota Ultrex Spot Lock feature to hold me over top of them and then cast a variety of panfish baits like Rapala's slab wraps and VMC's tungsten fly jigs and hot skirt jigs. I cast them on 7'2" and 7'6" 13 Fishing Defy Gold light action rods. I spooled 4-pound Suffix Advanced Mono and 10-pound Suffix High Vis braid on 13 Fishing's Kalon 2 reels. Of course, a Lucky Strike net and Cuda tools made for easy handling of the fish, and a Cuda fillet knife made cleaning a cinch. Aside from long days of cutting and stacking firewood, exploring the forest, and hanging deer, one of the highlights of most traditional deer camps is eating. From extravagant backwoods pasta nights and steak dinners to chili cook-offs, cabbage rolls, and roasts, to deep-fried chicken wings. Some of the most memorable meals are shared at a deer camp. Filleting so many fish can be a bit tedious, but with a little prep, you can simplify the work. I like to cut all the heads off the sunfish and then arrange a pile that I can simply grab, cut off the fillets, and then be easily skinned and rinsed, ready for the freezer.
Fill your freezer, you can eat fish all winter. Now the plan is I'm gonna do a fish fry at the hunt camp this year for everybody. And I mean, walleye, for instance, I can keep 4. How am I gonna feed 6 people with 4 walleye? And crappies, sunfish, panfish, perch, they're great eating fish. The limits are generous and they're good to eat. So the guys, if we each get, 4 or 5 fish to eat, that's plenty. And I've had a beautiful day in the fall catching sunfish. On deep fry day, it's going to be sunfish delight.
There's something special about gathering around a campfire and having a cookout. Whether it's sharing stories and enjoying a great meal, regardless of the occasion, it always adds up to good times.
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you in part by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine. Angler and Hunter Television has been brought to you by Canadian Tire, Mercury Marine, and Lund Boats, Yamaha ATVs, Browning Firearms and Ammunition, Suffix Fishing Line, Rapala, Camillus Knives and Cuda Tools, Yukon Gear, Killer Instinct Crossbows, and Outfitter Financial. For more information on the products used in this episode of Angler and Hunter Television, visit AHTV.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Remember, conserve and protect our great outdoors.